Hey, I'm Bill Greco from Thunderbird Pizza in Broomall. We're located at 2323 Westchester Pike. Mushroom cheesesteak, best in the area. We've been here 65 years doing this since Grandpa and my dad ran the place, and the legacy lives on, man. We're doing good stuff here.
The original Thunderbird, Broomall, PA, as the sign said, and as Bill said, coming up on their 65th year in business, and boy, the third generation is really doing a great job continuing on the tradition and family legacy. This is one of the stops that makes the adventure fun. I really enjoyed meeting Bill and Tom, and it's a good cheesesteak. Great people, long history, very good cheesesteak, very good milkshake. What more can I say? Luckily for you, I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to turn it over to the judges.
Philadelphia Cheesesteak Adventure, March Cheesesteak Madness. Thunderbirds, 65 years. We came to this side because of the sun. And 6:35 for the best cheesesteak ever.
You see, remember the difference from where we were with the amount of bread to meat. This one is like just enough to hold it together.
That's a good mushroom.
Yeah, I like this bread. Looks like they toasted it a little bit. Not too heavy, but it's holding up. It's got a good flavor to it. Look at that. Got the long pieces of onion, real mushroom, according to Diane. Not the fake mushrooms, but the real mushrooms.
Not the canned.
Canned.
A ton of cheese, like you wouldn't think so. It doesn't look like it, but you do. It's in that pocket of cheese that every bite it oozes out.
It's not that overstuffed with meat, the cheese, but this is very satisfying too.
It is. You know, it's not pretty. By looking at it when it first got to the table, it didn't look like it was going to be one of the best we had today, but I think it is.
Yeah, I agree. This is a good cheesesteak.
The mushrooms and the onions, the cheese, that's perfect. It's cooked and seasoned perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's not salty. It's not.
No, it is seasoned.
What kind of roll is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Works happy. It is. It's just all one sandwich.
It melts together.
I don't feel the meat. I get the cheese, but it eats really well. It eats like a cheesesteak without anything coming through too much.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It fits the name. It's a cheesesteak, so that you've got all of it all together. Yeah, can't say enough good things about it.
I really liked it.
I'm gonna finish it.
I finished it. I licked my plate clean.
Seventh cheesesteak too.
I know.
Hi, my name is George, and I own Vicki's Cold Cuts. Family business. We've been here for 50 years, making cheesesteaks, breakfast sandwiches, taking care of the neighborhood, you know, old school neighborhood deli, and I'm happy to be a part of this cheesesteak thing. It's a lot of fun, and this is my father in a place that he had in 1957. If you can see the prices there, a long time ago. That's a picture of me in 1988, and we've been here a very long time. I love this. We make the best cheesesteaks, and that's what we do every day of the week, 7 days a week. Come down and see us. We're always happy to see you.
Vicki's Cold Cuts, Eddystone, PA. George, you did a great job talking about Vicki's. They've been there for over 50 years, and I enjoy going in there and getting that old neighborhood feel. Non-COVID days, there's a couple tables in the back. At lunchtime, there's always a couple old-timers talking about everything from the good old days to the current events of Eddystone. Vicki's, Eddystone, Philadelphia Union, passing through on 13. Good little stop.
Not the sun.
Vicki's Cheesesteak Steakhouse continues. We're rolling for Vicki's.
You ever had Vicki's Cold Cuts?
Looking at it, the meat looks a little dry on the top and the cheese is on the bottom.
Cheese on the bottom, so that
Doesn't look like the cheese is throughout. Did you
First
bite?
bite was dry because I bit down at the top.
Okay.
It's kind of light. It's nice.
You can see them on there. Like you can see that mushroom there,
There's a lot of mushrooms.
you know, and a little bit of onion. But again, you don't really get the flavor of them. I think the meat has a good flavor.
The meat it's shaved really thin. To me, it almost eats like nice and airy. Like it's light and airy, but it still has a good quantity of meat on it. The sandwich is
And it tastes like steak.
Texture's good. It does. It tastes like steak.
Good flavor.
So I didn't get a
Little
lot.
bit
I didn't
dry.
get seasoning, to be honest. I think
No.
salt, pepper, not so much, but the flavor of the meat comes through. It's really good. So maybe the quality of the meat, maybe where it cooked on the grill, how it cooked on the grill, to add that flavor.
You get steak, the flavor of steak. You don't get the flavor of onions and mushrooms. So what is coming through is the steak.
The meat, yep.
And here we go. As the brackets start to pare down, we are now into the second round. So this head-to-head competition, we've got Vicki's and we've got original Thunderbirds. Okay, so you know what? Like Vicki's, they had that Licio roll. It was cut a little bit off center, but it had a good flavor to it. There was a normal amount of meat on there. It did have flavor, but I think it needed a little bit more black pepper. And I think the American cheese was only in the elbow. I think it needed to go through a little bit more. And I think a little bit more onion and mushroom, just for my taste. Then you go to the original Thunderbirds. Okay, I don't know, what can I say about the original Thunderbirds? It's got that Conci bakery roll on it. So good roll, held together nicely. There was a good amount of meat on that one. I think it had good flavor, and you could tell they spent some time on the grill, not too much, but spent some time on the grill with the mushrooms and the onions. Sliced Kennett Square mushrooms, little nod to them. And it was Land O'Lakes, American cheese. So I think Land O'Lakes gets a little bit creamier. But listen, both of them working hard, both of them doing a good job, both of them advanced into the next level. Hats off. But I'm going to give my nod to the original Thunderbirds.
I'm gonna agree with that. Vicki's was great. It was a great sandwich. Cheese was only on the bottom. Tasty. The meat was shaved well. It was a little dry for my liking. It's a good Licio's roll, but going up against Thunderbird, I mean, that's a third generation right there. There's a reason for that because they know what they're doing, and they're doing it well. I mean, it's chopped sirloin, so not a ribeye. Wasn't overstuffed. That roll from the Conshohocken Bakery had that really pretty sheen on it. So it was almost toasted, but it looked toasted, but it really wasn't. It just had that really pretty sheen. So I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say I'm going with Thunderbird.
Yeah, that nice sheen. It looks good on bread. It looks good on Jim's hair.
It does.
I agree.
So you're gonna go Thunderbird
So
as
I'm
well?
going Jim's. I can't go Jim's hair. I have
Yeah,
to
then
pick-
you can't
it's
vote on that.
Okay.
We're not
So,
having that competition.
Vicki's. Good flavor on the meat. Really good fresh Licio's roll. I felt the rest of the sandwich was average. I thought the mushrooms and onions, although plentiful, didn't come through so much. I felt it was average. I thought the meat, the cheese, a good sandwich, but again average. And I thought that Thunderbirds, although to me it looked average, I loved it. It somehow the meat and the cheese, it just all came together. The meat wasn't cut the way that I prefer it from my youth and the way that I really like to enjoy a cheesesteak, what I look for in meat. So it surprised me, but it was tender. It was creamy. The bread is fantastic. Conshohocken is a great roll for a cheesesteak. And so, although unassuming, it
didn't
won
look
me
pretty,
over. Right.
but it was a delicious.
It won me over, and so I'm going to pick Thunderbirds as well.
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.